Hello everyone, my name is Antazil and today we'll be playing at the Netherlands. Last week I did the King's Day special for the Netherlands, and since this week will be our Liberation Day, the Bevrijding, it seemed a good idea to do something for that. Bevrijding is also an achievement, not an easy one, and there's not a recent guide available, not to my knowledge anyway. I've gotten a request for it and I thought I'd dive into it. Now there's many ways to go about this achievement, even though it's not the easiest. I'm a particular fan of the way Bubble Zest handled it in his video a few months back, before No Step Back, and I was tempted to use his method for this one as well, but I decided to go with the way I used to get this achievement myself, and that is in the way of Feedbackgaming's video in 2019. That's so old, it really deserves a rework. And it deserves a rework, really, because it's probably one of his best videos ever. He researched so much for these strategies back then. He doesn't do that anymore. It's a shame, but hey, it's not really like it's needed anymore. Most achievements are laid and out anyway. So, bevrijding, what do we need to do? For bevrijding, we need to capitulate and then liberate ourselves again. Probably if you play this historically enough, you will just lose to the Germans and then wait for D-Day to liberate you, and then you do this focus. But there's a lot of things we can do in between. After capitulation, we want to continue the war in Batavia and continue the fight on from there. And what exactly will this fighting mean? In Feedbackgaming's video, he concentrated on building a massive fleet of submarines, good submarines, and stranglehold the German trade economy, depriving them of resources. At the same time, he built massive amounts of strategic bombers to whittle away the German war industry. Germany is still very powerful, still stampedes over the Benelux and France, but then grinds to a halt fighting the Soviet Union, really gets weakened, and eventually the Allies will be able to take over. That's the general strategy of what I'll be trying to replicate here. Now, lots of things are different. There's a supply system, there's an officer corps, air superiority works differently, so we're just going to see what happens if we do that. Another thing Feedbackgaming did was use decisions to flip Turkey and Spain democratic. That doesn't work anymore. Also, Turkey got a brand new focus tree. I think I can flip them, but hey, they'll join the Allies eventually anyway. So I'm going to target Hungary first and see if I can at least keep them out of the Axis. That'll at least make a difference. After that, I might have a look at Romania or even Spain. But we'll see what happens. Well, at least start with an intelligence agency, Bureau Inlichtingen. Let's go. For research purposes, I will start with the Pander F strategic bomber, electronic engineering, and construction. We'll get the tools later. It's no problem. We're going to lose the continental Netherlands, so we're going to start all the way over here in Indonesia and start with like 3 civilian factories, after which we'll add dockyards. Military factories, put everything on guns right now, we don't need anything else. We'll be switching out for the strategic bombers soon enough. We'll put 1 dockyard on convoys and the rest on submarines. We're going to merge up this fleet and start exercising them. We are going to hoard some experience and put Conrad in charge here. For focuses, like I said, we need to get ready for continue the war in Batavia. We need some focuses before that. Some of these are, by the way, very good. And we will need a form new government first. It removes weak government, which really eats into our political power. After that, I will probably not bother with the political tree here. The army, it will be deleted. And we'll I'll just get some Indonesian manpower to help us out here. I don't want to sacrifice too many Indonesian volunteers in the Netherlands, but we will make a symbolic stand there, so I'm going to copy the Infanterie Divisie and create about 12 of these. Put them on low priority, they'll get done when they're done, and deploy and move out whenever they're ready. That's it for now. Let's roll. Foreign new government is done. We're skipping the rest here and going for obtain foreign colonial investments. And we get my not so favorite leader, Dirk-Jan de Geer. My fleet has merged up. I'm going to set them to naval exercise. I'll also set all new submarines to go to that fleet. Obtain foreign colonial investments is done. We'll immediately continue with the Crown Jewel Colony. This will give us access to some nice decisions here. These add oil to your colonies, but every so often they will also give you a civilian factory. Here it says after 5 times this decision in the West Indies you get a civilian factory, and this one will give us at 3, 6 and 10 times respectively. I intend to do them all, not just now, right now. I want to get a political power guy first. We have 150 political power and I'm getting the genial anti-revolutionary. Pounder F has arrived. I'll go for the truck next, because otherwise I will forget it, and I'll finally start basic machine tools. I'll also switch most of my production to the Pounder F and put it on the top. Crown Jewel Colony is done, and we'll continue with Java. And we have our Hungarian spy. Sadly, he doesn't have any good traits, but we'll put him to work anyway. We'll put him to boost ideology, democracy, and Hungary. Now, I don't have any illusions that this will ever flip to democracy. I just want to keep their brown support below 40%, so they can never renounce the Treaty of Trianon. At some point they'll get a national spirit that will increase it, and I just want to keep it below 40. At some point I'll be able to stop here and put my spies to work somewhere else. As for research, I'm not going to show all the separate researches. I will be keeping my industry somewhat up to date, because construction speed is already terrible. I will keep my fuel refining up to date. Electronics will be kept up to date, and I will try to aim for the research bonus at the correct time from Philips to boost the 1942 tech. I will probably not bother with guns or infantry equipment until the very latest and try to keep up. I'm concentrating on strategic bombers and submarines, and that's it. And I only have 3 research slots. Sumatra is done, and I'll do Borneo and de Grote Oost. 100 political power, I'm going for a naval theorist. I'm almost done here. I need curtail colonial autonomy. After some deliberation I decided this is the good one. It needs to take for 545 days. That's a long time, so better start now. Curtail colonial autonomy is done. We're finished with this part for now. We'll now abandon the gold standard and go for some naval techs. Abandon the gold standard is done. I'm going for overturn military budget cuts. Overturn military budget cuts is done, and we'll go for prepare naval expansion. Prepare naval expansion is done. We'll do Cornerstone of Colonial Defense. And that's Cornerstone of Colonial Defense, and do the rely on submarines. Yeah, the Hungarians are never going to reach Trianon levels, so I'm going to stop boosting in Hungary, and I'm going to see what I can do in Spain. And that's a wild gamble. It's a Feedbackgaming inspired something. I don't think I can realistically get that level of democracy in such a country, can I? Ran out of stuff to do here, so I'm building a few more dockyards and continuing with military factories. I'm also using political power to get the Navy designer, the raiding fleet designer, because I'm about to research new subs. We also have a few boosts for trade interdiction here. The advisor is ready, so it's only 40 experience. Let's just go all the way down here. And we need 90 more experience to finish the entire doctrine tree for trade interdiction. That's very good. Reliance submarines is done, and I'll continue the public works for as long as I can. Continue the public works is done, and we'll continue with the Noordoostpolder and the Maas Tunnel. Meanwhile, expand artillery inrichting is done. I can't do Zuiderzee works because I already did curtail colonial autonomy, so I'll go for Philips now that I still can. It's already 1939, so things are getting tight. The Czechs are on their last legs. Poland will be next, and then it's us. Oh goody, I got a Spanish natural orator. Guess what he's going to do? I'm realizing now that if this isn't going to work, you're probably never going to hear about my brave spies in Spain, because I'll edit all of that stuff out because it was useless. Let's go for the next strategic bomber. It's a year ahead of time, but hey, I don't have anything better to do right now. Let's get set up for the next sub. Let's make it the best sub ever. And get it produced ASAP. Philips is done. We'll get the research slot. Czechoslovakia is gone. Alright, R&D facilities are done. We have a research slot. We're locked out of here until we go to war. I'm not going to do anything with these infrastructure things just yet. It's not good enough. I think I'll go for the Air Force and see if I can modernize my air doctrines a little. Italy Joint Axis. They're going for Poland next. I'll split off the regular fleet, giving them to Karel Doorman. And, well, they'll flee at the first sign of trouble, I'm afraid. Submarine fleet, I'll split them off in task forces of 12. I'll set them to automatic split off and automatic reinforcement and engage at low risk at first. We'll toy with this later on. Alright. Let's continue with the MLD. Mainland colonies, mainland colonies. Potato, potato. Let's go. Germany declares on Poland. They're justifying on us. We got a cheaper doctrine. I'm going for strategic destruction now. Anyone who's ever watched me will notice that I almost always go for battlefield support, but hey, we're going to bomb, so this seems appropriate. As soon as Poland capitulates, we'll probably be next. We already have our friends on the border. And it's wartime. Let's perfunctory keep the speed down a bit. The Allies invite us. You need to take this. Of course, it's cool to stand on your own, but if we capitulate and we are not in an alliance, the game is over. So we are now in the Allies. The air wings. Set this guy to exercise, put all the other ones on strategic bombing, and set them to Eastern Germany. Now somewhere, I believe we can target military factories. That's the one. Also, we can do the same with some of the other regions here. So why not do that? Once we capitulate, these bombers will move to the UK and will still be fine. Germany declares on Belgium, and our boys are seeing action. Time to deploy the fleet. We'll go for convoy raiding in the North Sea at first. And we'll have a look here, and they say we can raid efficiently up to 10 sea zones. Now let's envelop Germany for once. The Northeastern Sea, Eastern North Sea, western coast. They're all very close to the coastline as well as the eastern English Channel. Those are very dangerous to convoy raid for my subs. What I want is to lock Germany out of getting oil from Venezuela and making foreign trade. So here we are with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This will be fine. And they have the range and they will engage at medium risk. I will risk it. How are you doing, boys? Well, not so hot, sir. How about those reinforcements? Yeah, about those reinforcements. Well, it does seem to be that we're losing. And we have capitulated. We lost all those brave troops there. The bombers have moved. They're still in Belgium. That's fine. We're starting to lose some planes here, but that's alright. Modernize the air fleet is done. We're going straight to continue the war in Batavia. At the same time, I will become spy master of the Allies. They'll accept. And that'll give me 2 more spies. I'll immediately click the button for a Spanish spy. It's not available yet, but we'll get it. Already at 25% democracy support. It's very satisfying to click all these sunken convoys. Oh man, that's a lot of convoys. Alright, this is a bit of a risk. Now that Norway is in the war, I'm going to pull off my subs out of 2 regions here. Mid-Atlantic, Mid-Atlantic, and put them on the coast of Norway. Alright, the government has moved to Batavia. And we will also get a western capital, or... Yeah, let's get the manpower first. We can hardly deploy our subs. Now, fuel and supplies coming back in, and we have manpower again, and we are producing subs again. Let's have a look here. We are sinking German convoys, probably troop transports. We can see here that we are inflicting significant casualties on the Germans. Now, it's not what I did in my Dutch King's Day video, where I inflicted more than 10 million, but I'm sinking a hell of a lot of Germans here. There's some political power. I can go for war economy now. Actually, reinforce Java fortresses. No, we don't need that. But western capital is. Western capital, and let's go for the East Indies war machine. There's another invasion going on in Norway. Let's hope those transports like torpedoes. 17 transports sunk. Oh. So sad for the Germans. They're landing half strength with only a few divisions. 8 more transports sunk. Let's see if I can pop up the statistics. Lost ships. We have sunk 504 ships. Oh man. This is so strong. Meanwhile, the air experience is streaming in. I want to finish this tree, of course, and then upgrade the bombers we have. The Spanish experiment still going strong, 39% democratic support. It does seem I need all of these. Colonial shipbuilding, yes. Foundations of defense, okay, we'll do all those focuses. This one is very important. United Kingdom requests naval integration. This will hand over the control of our ships. Well, hell no, we will not serve under them. At some point I should probably get the, where is he? Resistance banker, minus 10% consumer goods. Probably should have gotten him right away, but I'll get him next. It's just so much to do right now. I love it how there's a war going on and I can just play speed 5 because I have nothing to do. If you've seen any of my other videos, this is not my playstyle. As you can see, by the way, the Kingdom of Hungary never joined the Axis. And they're still not aligned. We're still sinking enormous amounts of convoys here. I'm surprised the Germans even have some left. Damaged military factory ratio is 10 to 13%. This doesn't seem like too much, but it'll hurt them in the long run. It's a lot of factories damaged. Alright, prepare for our turn is done. Fat chance will never do something with that, but hey. Going for a bit of a role play. I'm going to use some marine divisions to actually invade my home later. Japan declared war on the Philippines. That also means that I'm probably next. I'm deleting my orders here for the European theater and sending my fleet over to Batavia. What are the bombers doing? Well, here's a new group. Let's exercise it. And we can create a new group. And all the other groups are really doing great. I don't even think I need this one. Which one would be good for air mission efficiency? Yeah, probably. Let's do that. Meanwhile, we can get instilled aggression and brave commanders here, and get professional army corps for the army, and get someone who gets a lot of experience here. The army morale expert. Yeah, that sounds fine. Germany has declared war on the Soviet Union. Now, the entire theory of mine hinges on the fact that they will not win it because of all the damage I've been doing to them. Japan has declared war on me. Well, that usually means they have all sorts of naval invasions set up and ready to go here. I'll just set myself to naval raid here. What's this? Select all. They're repairing. Repairing is for wussies. Not going too close to Japan, I just want to see how this works out first. It's already a Red Sea zone, so this will be tough enough as it is, but I have full faith in you, comrade. Well, you can say what you want, but the democratic support ticking is certainly doing something. Let's check on the bombers. It's all very, very good. We train some more, barely. How's Spain doing? Spain has flipped. Well, you can see this entire action going here. Spain has flipped democratic. Well, it's small. Bombers are bombing. How's Germany doing in terms of industry? 25% of their factories have been damaged. Oh, they're already on all adults serve. US if Mexico joins. Good. Well, the Germans lost Kiev already, so their offensive is not going the way it's supposed to go. Yugoslavia is back. Kingdom of Hungary is still the Kingdom of Hungary. Greece is holding on. Spain is democratic. Things are looking up. Still, this is a long campaign, lucky for my fast speed. The fall of Tokyo. Dutch reinforcements have arrived in Japan. Showing the USA how to take Hiroshima without too many bombings. Here's Japan. Well, I got exactly nothing out of this, I guess. I actually took some states, and we're done here. And we have the best bomber in 1942. Let's check out Germany. They have a factory count, 20% is damaged. Alright, let's set the convoy boys into the Mediterranean. We'll soon try to invade Italy. Alright, let's get this entire army over there. Yeah, the Axis are collapsing. Slowly but surely. This will mean their end, and Italy itself is invaded. Italy's capitulated. Let's move our boys over to the border. Hey, we're here. I didn't pay attention for a second, they were being liberated. Well, I'll skip the naval invasion order and let's go to Den Helder. That's over here. With our Marines, and we're on home soil. We'll do Bevrijding later on. Alright, I got the entirety of the Netherlands. Let's go for liberation. And now, of course, it's high time to actually take the fight to the Germans. I don't have any tanks or motorized. I'll just have to make do with my Marines. And we have finished liberation. If this was an achievement run, I would have it right now, but as I said, I finished it quite a while ago. Still, it's very nice to have my own country back. Capital's back in Amsterdam, and we're slowly chipping away at the Germans, so it's only right that I probably should finish this off. I never actually made all these encirclements with Marines before. This is kind of a first for me. Oh, it looks like it's a race for Berlin with the Soviets. Well, can't have them win, so bring in the Marines, boys. And I took Berlin. Sadly, the occupation fell to the Brits, but well, we're all in this together, aren't we? Speaking of which, what's my war participation? 11%. Well, could be worse, could be worse. And we're done. Here's the peace deal. Well, I was only a minor contributor, so not much to do here. And that's the peace deal. I managed just to snag up quite a lot of stuff. Probably all get screwed up with the Yalta conference anyway. Oh man, look at this horrible, horrible map. Oh man, this is an achievement on its own. Beat the Axis, end the Second World War, and create at least this amount of border gore. This is art, ladies and gentlemen. This is art. Well, this is an unexpected bonus. I'm very happy with the result. I got the achievement in 1944. I didn't get to drop any nukes, and that would have taken far too long. But this is proof that the Feedbackgaming method still works with a few tweaks and adjustments. And you can get your Bevrijding going. Celebrate Liberation Day of the Netherlands with me. Do it online or do it whatever. Or visit the Netherlands and one of the memorial sites one of these days. As for now, comment, like, and subscribe, of course. And thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.